Hey everyone, how are you all? I hope you all are doing great. So today again I am here with an exciting lesson for you. In this video we are going to learn 20 advanced words that you can start using in your day-to-day conversation to sound more fluent. So without any further delay, let's dive right in. Alleviate. Alleviate means to make something like pain, suffering, problem or difficulty less severe or easier to bear. For example, exercise can alleviate back pain if done regularly. The government is trying to alleviate poverty through new schemes. Meditation can alleviate stress and anxiety. Decipher. Decipher means to understand or interpret something that is difficult to read, understand or explain. For example, I couldn't decipher his handwriting. It was too messy. The students struggled to decipher the professor's complex explanation. Pragmatic. Pragmatic means dealing with problems and situations in a practical way. For example, she is very pragmatic and always looks for practical solutions instead of daydreaming. A pragmatic leader focuses on what works best rather than what sounds good. Impediment. Impediment means something that makes progress or achievement difficult, an obstacle or hindrance. For example, lack of money was a major impediment to starting her own business. Poor internet connectivity is an impediment to online learning. Prejudice. Prejudice means an unfair opinion or judgment about someone without knowing the facts or truth. For example, it's wrong to form a prejudice against someone before knowing them. Prejudice often prevents people from seeing the real qualities of others. Compelling. Compelling means so interesting or strong that it captures your attention completely. For example, her story was so compelling that everyone listened silently. The movie had a compelling plot that kept the audience hooked. Deceptive. Deceptive means something that misleads or is intended to trick someone. For example, the offer seemed attractive, but the terms were deceptive and unfair. The advertisement was deceptive, making the product look more effective than it actually was. Paradigm. Paradigm means a model, pattern, or a typical example of something. For example, education today is moving toward a new paradigm that values creativity over rote learning. The internet has changed the traditional paradigm of how businesses operate. Empirical. Empirical means evidence based or proven by experience or experiment. For example, the teacher used empirical examples from daily life to explain the concept. Economists often use empirical models to forecast inflation and growth. Threshold. Threshold means the starting point of something. For example, his pain tolerance has reached its threshold. He can't bear anymore. Scientists say global warming has reached a dangerous threshold. Imminent. Imminent means about to happen very soon or likely to occur any moment. For example, heavy rainfall is imminent, so people are advised to stay indoors. Her promotion seems imminent after her strong performance this year. Stagnant. Stagnant means not developing, growing or making progress. For example, her career felt stagnant, so she decided to learn new skills. Without creativity, the fashion industry would become stagnant. Scrutinize. Scrutinize means to examine or inspect something very carefully. For example, before signing the contract, she scrutinized every clause carefully. The detective scrutinized the crime scene for any overlooked evidence. Investors always scrutinize a company's financial report before putting in money. Skeptical. Skeptical means having doubts about something. For example, she was skeptical about the online offer because it sounded too good to be true. He looked skeptical when I told him I could finish the work in 1 hour. Some parents are skeptical about online education while others embrace it. Replicate. Replicate means to copy, repeat, or reproduce something exactly or very closely. For example, the artist was able to replicate the famous painting with incredible accuracy. She managed to replicate the dance moves she saw on YouTube. Ruthless. Ruthless means showing no pity, compassion, or mercy, being cruel or harsh to achieve one's goal. For example, she can be ruthless when it comes to achieving success. She made a ruthless decision to fire half the staff to save the company. Redundant. Redundant means something that is no longer needed because it is already covered. For example, the report contained redundant details that added no value. His explanation was long and redundant. He kept repeating the same points. Reflection. Reflection has three main meanings. Let's try to understand one by one. Reflection can be used for thinking deeply. When you carefully think about something, often about your past decisions or actions. For example, after some reflection, she realized she had made the right choice. Reflection can also be used when you see yourself or an object in a mirror, water, or glass. For example, he saw his reflection in the shop window. Reflection can also be used as the result of something, when something shows the quality or situation. For example, her kindness is a reflection of her good upbringing.